So I don't know about you, but I kind of like cliches and fun sayings that help to keep you grounded as you go through your week. And a few weeks ago, Kevin First was here with First Financial Group. He happens to be back this morning, and he just reminded me of something he said, so I'm going to kick off the conversation this morning with it. And what you said last time you were here was, if you watch a thing, you can change a thing. Right. Is that the right phrase?
That's pretty close. Yeah.
What is the actual phrase?
Well, it's if you watch a thing, you'll change a thing. You will change it.
Okay.
So much like a diet, if most of the time, if you go to a health coach, first thing they're going to have you do is do a food chart of what you eat every meal, when you eat, because they want to know what you're eating to be able to change that, so that you'll get your health in order.
And so that you can actually see it.
You can see, like, oh my gosh, 10 cookies, I had 10 cookies.
So part of the seeing it, because we're talking this morning about budgets, and that's a 12 months of the year conversation, but going into this fourth quarter where all the spending seems to happen, it's really a critical time. But when there's kind of a power that you get when you see it written on paper, because you can pick and choose what's important now.
Yeah, and a lot of times, especially in estate planning, when we're doing an estate plan for someone, a lot of people come in and they know they have all these little boxes of different monies or pools of money. They've never really added it all up. And so we have a little asset summary that we do just to get started, and they'll see what the value of their estate is, and they're like, well, we didn't know we had that much.
Okay, to that point, because I know you want to focus on the fact that a lot of us live without a budget and why that's a troubling thing. But you mentioned the lots of little pockets. Yeah. I'm like that. I like allocating my money for certain things in certain ways. And psychologically, it drives me nuts if I think I have to dip into one for the sake of another. Yeah, is that okay?
I think it's okay. I'm the same way, unfortunately. Okay. I do have certain accounts for certain reasons. So, you've got your 401k, you've got your brokerage account, you may have some rental property. These are all buckets. And then you have a savings account. You might have even a Christmas account that you save a little bit in every year, so that you can feel free to spend that at the end of the year and not worry about disrupting any of the other buckets that you have. I'm all for it. I love different types of income.
Because, well, that just strengthens your investments, right? It makes you protected. But if you're lumping it all in there like a casserole, now it's harder to set that budget, isn't it? Don't you need your operational money and then your saving money?
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Dave Ramsey has said before, I don't know if you follow him, if you aspire to him or not, but he said something once that in his mind, your net balance at the end of the month should always be zero, because everything you're taking in should be allotted for.
That's correct.
There should be a category for it.
I don't disagree with that. We don't want to spend everything we have.
Correct.
That's not what he's saying.
Right.
But what he is saying is have a place for that money to go, and then you won't you don't have to worry about it. So, I give. So that's the first thing I do. I give to a charity. Second thing I do is I pay my bills. Third thing I do is save. I have all my allocations for saving. The rest I can spend, because everything else, what else is there? I've taken care of the important things for the future, and now I can spend the rest. That's what Dave's talking about. You spend that to zero, the next paycheck comes in, and you're going to have it. That assumes that you have enough 2, 3, 4, 6 months of income set back, all the things that you should have when you're looking at your finances.
And yet, when it comes to that, the rest you spend, that's where living somewhat on a budget also comes into play, doesn't it? Because some of that spending money that you have might still be taken by the tire that you have to replace, or the dog that has to go to the vet. So you don't want to spend it on fun money and then not have it left over.
So it depends. So the reason it depends is, so we have a savings account, and that savings account, we have built it up over time, and everybody has a different amount in their savings account. Our goal is to not spend more than 10% of that savings account on outside projects that we want to do.
Okay.
So if we want something, now this is just me personally I'm talking about, and everybody has their own idea about this. Let's say we want to put in new windows, it's $2,000, whatever,
Okay.
$5,000, you pick a number, 2,000. So we've got to have 20,000 in our savings to be able to go get that money.
Gotcha.
And so if we have a goal that we're trying to meet, we know what it is we want to spend on it. We're going to make sure that our savings has at least 10 times more in it. Now that doesn't include our income. That's just our savings. So
Right.
whatever you work out, and everybody has a different way of looking at it. I just like a lot of extra room so that you don't know what's going to come up.
Exactly.
If the heat and air goes out, well, I'm going to dip into that savings then, maybe further than what I have saved. Probably not, but I could. And so that's the reason you have the savings.
So what you end up doing at First Financial, you've talked about this before, it's a family business, and you very much want to look at each person who comes across your door as part of their own family business. You want
Correct.
to personalize it for them
Correct.
as much as you can. So you do an awful lot of listening, yet there are some truths that are just steady.
Right.
So you've got this list of 10 kind of mistakes, right, that you want people to know you're happy to share with them,
Right. Correct.
even in an email.
Yes, that's right. Send us an email, go to the web page, and just let us know that you want it's not really 10 mistakes, it's 10 things you really need to focus on.
Okay.
Remember, if you watch a thing, you'll change a thing. And this was a professor at UTC, actually, that we got this list from. We steal a lot of stuff, and this is one of them. But if you know that, and then also we have what we call our budget form that you can fill out, and it's really tracking your money. How are you spending your money? There's something about writing it down, I think. I'm all about technology. We use it all the time. But at the same time, I like having my ongoing bills written out. I have a spreadsheet, and I know what I'm spending every month so that I'm prepared for it. And then I know what my income is. So this goes back to the very fear that everyone has is, will I run out of money in retirement? You don't know unless you know what you're spending.
Right.
If you're spending too much and you're not saving and have those buckets we talked about, then you are going to run out of money, because once you quit working,
Right.
the checks stop coming.
Right. So last question.
Yeah.
We opened it up by you giving a weight loss analogy. But people who have 50 pounds to lose would think, I can't possibly do this, and then you begin the discipline, and next thing you know, you've done it.
Yeah.
The same can be true with your money.
Same thing.
Okay.
Identical, yeah. You watch a thing, you'll change a thing.
Always good to see you.
All right, good to see you.
You
Thanks,
can
Julie.
find out more about how his company can help you. It's First Financial Group. Their phone number 899-8555. Love their website, growkeepleave.com. The intention is for you to let your money always work for you. Thank you, Kevin.
Thanks, Julie.